Hello to all of you. I would like to welcome you all in our afternoon session. We bring this session every bring a lot of news, views, and discussion in this session. The first thing, get some feedback from you in terms of the sound quality now, and you can give me the feedback. I would really appreciate. I can see some of the friends are already joining us. Great to see all of you for this Saturday afternoon session. Uh, we keep bringing a lot of news, views, discussion about the real. I can see a message from Aman Sharma. Uh, Aman Sharma ji, can you please confirm sound quality and everything is all good? Gurpreet Singh, thank you very much for joining. Also, we are going to introduce sound quality is better. It is loud. Thank you very much. In today's discussion, we are going to the changing conditions in the market and how the buyers and sellers. Jyoti Vora, thank you very much for your message, and Kamalpreet Singh, thank you very much. Perfect now. That's great. I'm happy to hear. I know sometimes has a very funny side of it, and as many times it becomes an enabler. But sometimes when you get stuck up with the technology, it becomes challenge as well. Wow. From Renu, she's from Haryana. She's an international student. I don't have any platform or support here, so I can start my entry level. I have an experience in HR or in your company, and they greet me very nicely. I was so happy and confident. Sachin Gupta and Gaurav sir took my interview. They were so nice. Sachin, I got a complaint here. Didn't get the position. Wow, such a big message. So first of all, for your message, and Jyoti Vuraji is requesting everybody to share stream so that we can spread our message to as many people as we. Like my early morning. Oh, Renu is saying the message I send you in message. I can see it here, Renu. So not sure what the reason is, but somehow I can see it over here. So come and join as well. And also, I think Kamal will be joining us. I think Jyoti is giving some feedback. The voice is still breaking a little bit, so I would appreciate, guys, if you can provide me some. It could be because of the network issue here, but I'm trying my level best. Whatever I can do from my side. Sanjay is saying your voice is breaking and point. So Sanjay, thank you very much for the feedback. Sachin, can you also on the screen? Let's see, where is Sachin? So Sachin is not even here.
Yes, Raman, I'm here. I'm here.
Perfect. So Sachin, can you take some feedback from? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. Like I would say, clear. There is some little bit of cracking, but I think it is bearable.
Perfect. So I think you have to take better lead because I am sitting at some other place today where as good as it should be, but you need to take the lead. And today we are going to discuss about, like, in this, the first time buyers make a decision to buy or they should hold that decision. Because I always tell people, like, this is one of the biggest purchase which anybody does in their life. So it becomes so rational for people to have the right set of information for making this decision. What is your opinion about that?
Definitely, Raman. In fact, before coming to this show, I was sitting with one of the first time home buyers itself. Those guys are those husband and wife. Like they were in IT and they just moved from US to Canada, and they are working on making the first home purchase in Canada. And that's what I was discussing with them, that buying the first house is always a emotional decision. Uh, you know, we have to give a lot of thought towards it. And I always believe, no matter what the market situation is, and my statement was even true when the market was really red hot, that when you're buying a house for yourself, especially a first time home buyer, it does not matter what the market conditions are, because that house you are buying to live for yourself. It is not where you're trying to make money. Yes, if the money is I would say subsidiary of buying a real estate, that is always being there, but till the time you can afford the monthly payment, or you can afford the house that you're buying for, you should definitely go for your house, no matter what the market conditions are. But definitely this advice will not apply to all the situations, to all the people. Everybody needs to look at their financials, everybody need to look at what they can afford, and on the basis of that they have to make that purchase. And one thing which I want to add over here is this, that a lot of time I have seen people, they decide to, they make a house in their mind that, you know what, I want to buy a house which is maybe a detached house, double car garage, I want a 4 bedroom in that, in there I want a finished basement in that. My advice, my piece of advice would be that in Canada, house is just like a car. You might end up changing it after every 3 to 4 years. So getting into a house is more important than getting a dream house right now. You will get your time when you will be deciding on your dream house. But to start with, just go for what you can afford. Do not wait for the time wherein you have enough money to buy your dream house, or you keep waiting for the dream house. I think that won't be a right thing to do. So my first piece of advice to all those first home buyer will be, go for what you can afford instead of dream house.
I got a question here from Varun Sharma. Varun saying people who are in the mortgage right now, for them it is hard to pay. So why situation? Varun, you have to understand one thing. The people who already, they bought their house based on the knowledge and information they have. A lot has changed after that, because when they bought the house, the rate of interest might. So at that time they were not very well aware about what is going to happen, and unpredictable situation which we have gone through in last 2.5 years. Try to understand, nobody's the prices are going to go that much high. So at that time the house expensive, if they paid like 200,000-300,000 over, of course those people are in problem. And we always tell people, guys, it's very on your budget. You need to understand how much you can afford, and you should always take some safety margin. First time home buyers, my recommendation to them always is, guys, you are buying the house to go and live in it, not to get stressed out. So don't really, a little stretch which you can comfortably afford, or which you can comfortably manage, is always needed. So as Sachin was rightly saying, like, first time home buyers, hold on to all your dreams. You will get an opportunity to fulfill those dreams in, I would rather say, third house. Right, Sachin, what do you think about it?
Definitely, Raman, and and keep in mind, Varun, that even when the interest rates were low, like historically low, in 2017, similar situation was there, when in 4 or 5 months the pricing of the real estate in Canada, especially in GTA, they went up really, really high. And that's when in April 2017 the government has to interfere, and they brought in NRST tax at that time. They brought in stress test, because before that there never used to be a stress test before 2017. And in stress test there was a minimum qualification rate of 5.2%. So technically the government was giving an indirect message to everybody that, you should be willing to pay that 5.2% interest rate which you're qualifying on. But definitely, because of the situation, because we were having like once in 100-year situation, we were going through a pandemic for last 2 years, and just to ensure that people have enough money in their pocket so that they can sustain from that difficult time, the interest rates were kept so low. But I think those factors have fueled the real estate market. The real estate went up within by 15 to 25%, depending upon the neighborhood in GTA, in just around say 3 to 4 months itself. And when the interest rate went up, the people having difficulty, just because I think the over purchases has been done. Uh, People have bought houses which are beyond the means of the income they are making. So again, this is I would say a cycle. It's a matter of time. It will pass on. But first time home buyers, even when the market was hot, I had the same message for them. You are not buying these houses to in for an investment. It is for you to live in over there. Even if, let's say, you would have bought a house in January, February, the value of that house is gone down from the point where you bought it. It does not make an impact to you till the time you sell that house. The loss is there only when you book it. So till that time you can afford to pay the monthly payments of it. There is no loss. You just got to wait for the market to recover, and that's it. So for a house that you're living in, if the value increases, it is just I would say a happiness in your mind. And if the value decreases, you are just think about it. You know what? I have a loss, but that loss is only there. That profit is only there when you sell the house.
Yeah, and also what, because you have raised a very valid point. Like there are a lot many people who are already in trouble for the mortgages, and buyer should go in the same situation. Varun, when somebody gets into the problem, because for other person it's a great learning. Now it is not that the buyer now they should learn from the mistake of the others and predictable market. This is what we are recommending to all the buyers. First of all, I'm not recommending somebody who doesn't have enough money for the down payment. I'm not recommending if they don't have a good job. And also at this point of time, especially in the market like this, margin, always keep an extra money in your bank account for the rainy days, because it is a little unpredictable situation. Now there are two important points. First point is, so are you recommending the first time buyer to still keep paying a $3,000, $3,500, which is definitely not going to be any value? And also, Varun, like there is no guarantee that nobody knows about it. If I look at the statistics right now, to statistics keeping in view the numbers, the way the prices are, it looks like the bottom in the month of August, because September the prices has gone up, as in October same thing happened. Now let's look at the data, what comes into the November. Another big point of consideration, which really makes a lot of the real estate market is demand and supply. So we are to that situation where levels are becoming low. So we have to be very thoughtful. What if the inventory keeps, irrespective of the high rate of interest, irrespective of the bad, irrespective of the way inflation is going high, irrespective of the rate of interest? I think if there is a little genuine demand and supply, that alone is the enough factor to increase. So we all have to be thoughtful, and data on some of my social media videos as well, where we picked up the data for and showed during any recession, during any month, like it doesn't matter, it's never ever going to be zero sales. Of course, the number of sales can come to zero. So if there is a house which is selling, it means somebody is buying it. So dynamics, we have to understand that perspective of the market. Like, go and check the shares, and a lot of if the share market has gone down, and it's like still it will be, there will be some sales happen and supply. Now, Sachin, I have another question from Gudara. Yeah, go ahead, please.
So, Raman, I like to hear share an interesting data which I was looking at today morning itself. And I know a lot of first-time home buyers, they are talking to they have this perception that just because of the interest rate hike, because we are expecting another interest rate hike in December, and because of that, there will be further decrease in the real estate pricing. so we should hold on to our purchase. We should wait for another 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or whatever it is, right? So let me tell all the viewers that in last around 6 months we have gone through 5 interest rate hikes. Okay, in real estate we were at our peak in the month of March 2022. That was our peak when the pricing was the highest as per the data, and March is the time when the first interest rate hike came. And from that point, between March, April, May, and June, the pricing were falling consistently. Right, there was decline of prices by around 5 to 6% every month between March to June, and that's when approximately around say 3 interest rate hike happened in those 4 months. Okay, but after June to October, there is another 3 interest rate hikes happened, but during those 3 interest rate hikes, there was hardly any change in the pricing. In fact, for 1 month, the pricing went up, and for other months, the pricing remained stable, even though we were going through 3 interest rate hikes, which clearly tells us that the market has stabilized to a level where it is at the bottom. Even though the interest rate has been increasing, it did not had any impact on the pricing part. Yes, you rightly said that there was an impact on the sales volume. The number of sales has gone down, but not the price, which is a clear indicator that even though the interest rate might go high in the month of December, it will have a zero or minimal impact as far as the pricing is concerned. So, to all those viewers and first time home buyers who are holding themselves thinking that, you know what, there is going to be a further decline in the prices, this data clearly indicates that now we are at a point wherein interest rate hikes are not, I would say, impacting the pricing. Yes, it is impacting the sales volume.
That's right, Sachin. Sachin, it's and I think the biggest factor which plays an important life. Now, Sachin, there's a question from Joginder Gudara. I think somehow in the discussion we missed that question. Hike and how much it can impact the value of the houses. What's your take on that?
You mean the interest rate hikes?
Yes.
So as I mentioned just bit now, Raman, I feel that now we have gone past that stage wherein interest rate hikes will impact the pricing of the house. It might impact only the number of sales, but not the pricing to a very high level. Yes, we might see some sales here and there with what we call a distress sale or a panic sale, wherein somebody is in a situation wherein because of that situation he end up selling his house pretty cheap, 50K or 100K lower than what the market value is. But having those one or two distress sale will not impact the market as a whole. Right. So I believe that any further interest rate will not have an impact on the pricing, but yes, there will be some change in the number of sales or the sales volume.
Right. And Sachin, another question: 0.25% or 0.5%?
Yeah, for me, it will be half. because you know what, I'll give you the reason for that. Right now, the way I see the trend for last 6 months, I think Bank of Canada, instead of putting their own mind, they are more following the Fed right now. So looking at what Fed is doing right now, so I feel that it's going to be 0.5, but I'm hoping and I believe that it's going to be the last hike.
I think even Bank of Canada has started giving a signal, especially if we look at the data, inflation, statistics. But Sachin, to my surprise, because I know all these, and inflation, everything is like showing the economy.
Yeah.
But what about the situation on ground zero?
Oh.
What about in the market, go and see the way people are buying, you plan to travel, and then you're not getting the tickets, you're not getting prices and everything, it looks like economy is running like anything.
Like Raman, we both have been in this country for quite a long time, right? And we have been going to back home India for quite some time. I have never purchased such an expensive ticket to go back home. Right.
Yeah,
so that clearly shows that whether you talk about travel, you talk about restaurants, you talk about malls, anywhere you go, you do not see that the number which has been shows in the data on the ground. People are buying, people are I do understand that there are some segment wherein there are difficulties are there, grocery prices have gone up, but somehow the cash flow is there. on the ground?
So I got another very interesting comments from Samir Gandhi. Samir says, you may say put term, but in the long term, it is a good investment, but we need to be cautious about the Samir, respect and appreciate what you are saying. But you know what? I don't make my predictions based on what you advise. I still really appreciate it, but uh, trust me, we are such in the real estate industry, and we still appreciate the advice. But I think I will refrain myself using you because that might be your point of view, and the same way you have a right to put up my point of view. Does that make sense to you, Sachin?
Definitely makes sense, Raman. But even though I missed that part wherein you talk about the question, so I don't know what the question was.
There's a comment from one of our dear friend Samir Gandhi. Samir says you may go down in the short term, but in the long term, it's a good investment. So Samir is trying to tell us what.
Yeah.
Right? But we need to be cautious about the words and advice we are giving. Believe me, we are cautious about it, and we, as I said, this is my own thought process. This is my way of expressing it, right? And I, as to all my viewers, guys, the same way we respect your and Samir, I respect. I would not mind going there and saying on the video that okay, this is what Samir wants. I think that is the right approach of life. But I still really very appreciate. And another comment from Samir: reduced significantly, and historically prices tend to follow. Samir, I would disagree with that statement. Sales absolutely that has reduced, gone down somewhere in between 30 to 50% as compared to last year. But look at the data is becoming very stagnant, right? So approximately 5,000 sales are happening. You have to the sales were happening significantly higher in last year because at that time, people, there is going to be more prices, and people were not selling their house. They were just buying it. Many factors which need to be considered. But I really, really appreciate Ish builders for pre-sale, all are offering discount. Absolutely, Ish. I do agree with your statement, and I'm looking for, man, when you want to go and buy, you want to get those discounts from the builder. In a situation where you are not getting any discount, you want to buy in that scenario, or you want to buy into this scenario when you are getting the discount from the builder. And so, guys, understand the dynamics of the real estate industry. Builders, the price is not gonna be fluctuate too much. The reason behind that is possession after 3 or 4 years. They are bigger investors than you and me. They are bigger than you and me. They would rather hold the sales rather than selling it on the cheaper price. They really have a situation where they are just closing that project. It is about 2 minutes left. In that particular case, they might make a call that okay, their cost of sales center or maintaining the team, and sometimes they have to move on to the another project. And I meant from Samir. Samir is saying thanks for the response and appreciate the feedback. Thank you, Samir. What is your take on the builders' prices?
Well, Raman, definitely the kind of situation we are in right now. Just a moment. Sorry. So I would say that definitely right now you are getting good incentives from the builder. The pricing has gone down. They are offering a lot of perks to all the buyers. But tell me, what is wrong with that? Do you want a situation wherein builder is giving you 30 seconds to choose a unit for which you are paying $1 million? Wherein you are in a situation wherein we can take our time to choose the right unit for us. We can look at the view, what view we will have, what floor plan it will have, and on top of it we are getting good incentives from the builder. We can demand things from the builder. As a buyer, this is a way better situation than what we were in last around say 1 year or 2 years. think about it. Sometime I used to get this thing from my client. I know what, Sachin, why there is so much of pressure. And I used to explain it to them. The pressure is not from my side, but the pressure is from the builder, because they have got 50 units to sell, and they have got 1,000 people to buy those 50 units, right? And right
Yeah.
now the situation is this, that either you say right now, or somebody else will say yes to it. So it's not me who's putting pressure, even though I am the one who's in front. But but the pressure is from the market. Even builder is not wrong, because if somebody is there to buy those product, definitely builder would like to sell it as early as possible. So again, this is a way better situation as a buyer. It is a more balanced market. One sided market is not good for anybody, whether it is seller, buyer, or as professional like us realtors. One side market, I'm not appreciative to that kind of situation, because some in that situation you do things which you even don't want to do it. So definitely, if you are looking to buy in pre-construction, this is a good time. The pricing has definitely gone down. Even I was talking to somebody regarding a big builder in GTA, which is Matme. They have brought in their pricing by 100k to 250k in Brampton itself. So all the builders you talk about, either they are bringing the pricing down, or they are bringing the incentive. But keep one thing in mind, that as far as the builder is concerned, the pricing will not go too much low, because even though the sales volume has gone down, the cost of construction has not gone down. And when the builder, they are working on a project which is 2 to 5 years long, they don't even know how the cost of construction will behave in next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. 4 years before, nobody thought that we will be in a situation of pandemic, wherein supply chain of the world will be disturbed. And because of that, the cost of the material, the cost of construction will go up so high. All those projects which are being sold in 2018, 19, 20, with a 3 to 5 years of closing, right now they are in jeopardy, wherein the project has been sold at lower pricing, but the cost of construction does not support the price at which they are sold at. So definitely those are the challenges at the builder end also. So I do not anticipate or expect that the pricing of the builders going too low. Wherever we are, yes, they are offering incentives, and as a buyers, we should take advantage of the situation, take those incentives, and invest right now into real estate. But again, looking at your personal financials, looking into personal situations.
Yes. So, Sachin, I got another interesting question here. How long do we expect this to continue?
Sorry.
How long do we expect these to continue? Sachin, can you hear me? Perfect. Sagar, I will answer your question. Again, right now we are sitting in but the way things are the way I see the stats, the way I analyze, looks like we are getting towards more balanced market supplies in a good balance, and it's a win-win situation for all of us. It could be another, 1 to 3 months, like maybe until March. The activity is going to be very slow as far as the builders are concerned. This is the peak time for November, when there's a lot of launch happens, and then after that, in the activity goes very low, and then February, March. So at that time, it all depends upon the, and I'm expecting that this is gonna last for another, like maybe a couple of more months. So, Ish has put up a message that he booked 2 units in BC. So Ish, just want is very active over there in BC as well. So if you want to buy anything in BC, or definitely get in touch with our team, and we can definitely help you onto that. And Ish is again making a scheme. I'm very happy for you, Ish, and wish you good luck. And let's that you make good money out of those investments. And which I always tell people, like, guys, real estate, long term perspective, you always gonna be beneficial into that. So and at this, where you're getting good incentives from the builder, you're getting good deals market, as well as the payment terms and condition. I absolutely understand at this point of time, rate is a little bit challenge and a concern in consumers' mind. But guys, believe me, keeps happening, and this high of interest is just because we have seen unpredictable, unexpected, and it normally never happens. So during last 2 years of pandemic, somehow the rate of interest has gone down too low, and because I think that was one of the reason why the prices of the houses were going up like anything, and there were a lot of multiple offer situations. So is she saying thanks? I follow and implement learnings from you. You are my guru. Thank you. And Sagar is also put up a comment there. Thanks for the replies, sir. Always feel great to guys. And guys, this is what the real objective of this program is, so that you can get some knowledge. And guys, you make one of the biggest decision of your life when you are making this in the buying of the house, or picking up as an investment, to understand the dynamics. And you will get a lot of people who are always negative. Go and ask them anytime. They will always be keep putting, oh, patakka pehn wala hai. That is what they always keep telling. Guys, stay away from those naysayers. Any logical approach, unfortunately, approach of life, that's how they think in their mindset. And if you keep following up them on their footpath, it is definitely going to be a lot of challenges for you. So guys, and it will definitely help you to understand the market in a better perspective. Sachin got disappeared. I don't know, can I request you to come back, and I would love to hear your as well. Anyway, I had another question here from one of our friend, like which it has the best potential to grow in the next 5 years, like KWC market or GTA market. It's a very intelligent question which you have asked. So I'll give you 3 or 4 markets. GTA is always Brampton, Mississauga, Toronto. Like all these markets are safe options. But when I say safe option, that doesn't mean that you're gonna pick up investment at any price. Thoughtful. When you are making an investment, you have to ensure that you're picking up the best deal. Now, second thing in that is that you have to see where a lot of in this country, if you look at it against a population of 36, 37, whatever it is, the birth rate, the approximately birth rate is less than 300, and it is almost the equivalent death rate. So effective increase in population in Canada